Wisdom lies in self-knowledge. It is the starting point for wisdom and rational thinking. A learned person can contemplate an idea without immediately accepting it. A noble person cares more about truth than what others believe. Learning is not easy, and we cannot acquire knowledge without facing difficulties. Equality means treating similar individuals in the same way. We engage in wars to live in peace, and poverty is the cause of revolutions and crime. The more we know, the more we realize how much we don't know. More knowledge reveals more of what we are unaware of. One true friend is a remedy for 50 enemies. Happiness reflects the state of the soul through our deliberate actions. There are those who can see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture, and they will not be understood or believed by the masses. Humans are social beings, and anyone who is antisocial by nature either goes unnoticed or exceeds those boundaries greatly. Society precedes the individual, and anyone who cannot live in society or has no need for it, and therefore does not participate in it, is either a beast or a god. Fear is the pain that arises from the anticipation of harm. Good habits formed in youth make us act rightly even without being commanded. Intellectuals differ from others as much as the living differ from the dead. When our talents intersect with the world's needs, that is where our vocation lies. To be a friend to everyone means we are not a friend to anyone. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Education that focuses solely on the mind without educating the heart is not education at all. The desire to become friends is a quick task, but friendship takes time to mature. Courage is the primary virtue that ensures the presence of other virtues, as it is the quality that supports them. Patience is harsh, but its fruits are sweet. In everything in nature, there is something marvelous. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. In its best state, humans are the noblest of animals, but without laws and justice, they become the worst. The possible probability of impossibility is always better than the unconvincing probability. In the darkest moments, we must focus to see the light. He who conquers his fears is the one who achieves true freedom. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. We can avoid criticism by not saying anything, not doing anything, and not being anything. The aim of art is not to represent the outward appearance of things, but their inner meaning. You cannot accomplish anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality that distinguishes the human mind. Alongside honor, dignity does not consist of possessing honor, but in deserving it. And whoever does not learn obedience cannot be a good leader. Winning the war is not enough. What matters most is organizing peace. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. Humor lies in surprise. Even when laws are written, they should not remain fixed forever. Quality is not merely an act. It is a habit. And all human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, obligation, habit, reason, emotion, and desire. It is not always that being a good person means being a good citizen. Not all bad individuals are thieves, but every thief is bad. The soul never thinks without a mental image. Hope is the waking dream of a person. Character can be the most effective means of persuasion. It is the power of influence that character can possess. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be ablito. Entertain a thought without accepting it. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. Equality consists in the same treatment of similar persons. We make war that we may live in peace. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. The more you know, the more you know, you don't know. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. Happiness is an expression of the soul in considered actions. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies off to your culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. Man is by nature a social animal. An individual who is unsocial naturally and not accidentally is either beneath our notice or more than human. Society is something that precedes the individual. Anyone who either cannot lead the common life or is so self-sufficient as not to need to, and therefore does not partake of society, is either a beast or a god. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. I do without being ordered what some are constrained to do by their fear of the law. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. A friend to all is a friend to none. No great mind has ever existed without the touch of madness. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Courage is the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals, separated from law and justice. He is the worst. A likely impossibility is always preferable to an unconvincing possibility. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Pleasure in the jobs puts perfection in the work. Criticism is something we can avoid easily by saying nothing, doing nothing, and being nothing. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind, next to honor. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, viewed in deserving them. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. The secret to humor is surprise. Even when laws have been written down, they ought not always still remain unaltered. Quality is not an act. It is a habit. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. Every rascal is not a thief, but every thief is a rascal. The soul never thinks without a picture. Hope is the dream of a waking man. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. It is possible to fail in many ways, while to succeed is possible only in one way. Education is the best provision for old age. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy.